Hello modeling people! The last time we left our house like this. It was quite a journey and I put all my skills into building this thing. And now it is finally time to give it some paint and weathering. So, this video will be all about paint and techniques to bring this grey box to life. Let me grab some paint and we will start in a moment. I started with pre-shading. I used the black color. I will not talk about paint brands, thinners and pressures because they will appear in the video. The goal here was to outline all the features of the building. I discovered that I suck at precise airbrushing. And if you suck at this job too, don't worry, there is an easy fix. Just take some white paint and correct the pre-shading. As you see, I kind of blended all the mistakes and now it has this kind of I know what I'm doing look. First thing, the facade. I wanted a pale green color and now you can see how I mixed the shades. I took some green, then some white, then some more white, and in the end even some more white. All the ammo acrylics were highly diluted with Mr. Leveling thinner, let's say 1 part paint to 2 parts thinner, and sprayed in thin coats, at pressures lower than 1 bar. I applied the green color without masking in light coats, so that the pre-shading is still visible. And here is the result. Now is the turn for the decorative stucco parts. I masked all the green parts with 10 and 6 mm Tamiya masking tape. For the stucco parts I opted for an off-white, so I added a little bit of sand color in the white. Again, thin coats building up slowly. The pre-shading must be still visible. And now the moment of truth. The tape worked perfectly, not a single paint tear. And ta-dam! Well, not bad at all. I'm quite happy. The stone parts were base coated in a grey color. Again, some quick masking was used. For the roof, I discovered a great base color. It's a mix of dark rust and white. As you can see, we are slowly getting somewhere. If Ammo was the brand for airbrushing, Vallejo is the choice for brushwork. It is time to add some color variation to the roof and to the stonework. I used the colors as filters with a wet palette. We are talking about highly thinned paint with tap water. We are not covering the base coat, we are just changing it. You can use the colors from the bottle or mix custom mixes from them. For the stonework I used grey, brown and tan shades. The procedure is the same as for the roof tiles. Pick up some stones and change them. Try not to fall into a pattern. I always start with the dark colors and move towards the brighter ones. But I don't know if this is right. The tones of the stonework were exaggerated, so we need a unifying filter to tone them down. My natural choice would be grey, but a club colleague, Massimo, suggested trying a warm brown tone with a speck of black. So, let's do this. First, the filter was behaving like a wash, but you must work it with a brush until the coat is well spread and no accumulations are visible. And look at it now! The colors are not so strong anymore and the stonework now has this Mediterranean hue. Massimo, congratulations! I didn't know what to do with the balcony tiles. And again, an Italian colleague, Michele this time, saved the day. He gave me the idea to simulating Mediterranean style tiles called sale e pepe, salt and pepper. Those are grey tiles with dark stones in them. I masked everything and applied some black dots with speckling. Immediately after the speckling I blended in bigger spots to get them away and also to make some difference in the tiles. And here are our tiles. I have never seen this method before. It looks nice, it's easy to do and you can play with different colors. Nice result. It was time to fill the gaps in the stonework. I used 0.1 to 0.3 mm sorted gravel. Apply it with a spoon and slowly work it into all the crevices with the soft brush. I decided to do 2 steps at one time and also apply the loose material. This is my mixture of different granulations of gravel and some seaball bits. We should apply it in spots where this kind of stuff naturally accumulates. First, apply some and then put it in place with a soft brush. Finally, everything was glued with AK Sand and Gravel Fixer. It is an enamel product and it works great. Just be aware and don't use it with styrofoam bases. You can check out my previous scene painting video to see why. I built some shadow boxes for the windows in order to make them a little bit more realistic. First, I cut a piece of black cardboard the size of the entire frame. Then I cut some clear acetate the size of the windows. The acetate piece was glued with medium CA. PVA and a lot of water are great to simulate the dirt on the windows. Just apply the mixture from the inside. After a minute, start to clean away the excess. First with a clean brush and then with a cotton swab. Try to obtain similar dirt on all the windows. Then 3 mm balsa stripes were glued on the cardboard with CA. The balsa was painted black with a marker. At the end, the box was glued to the window with medium CA. And here we have our windows. Not bad, I think. Red base paint was airbrushed over a pre-shaded door. For the first layer of weathering, I mixed a pink mix to simulate faded paint. I applied it with a brush where the door is more damaged. The second pass was done with wood and dark grey color, but more lightly. For the windows, the base coat was off-white. The weathering was done in the same way as for the door. Of course, I used white paint in place of the pink one for the first stage. The railing was base coated in black. Then, different shades of white, grey and brown were applied. At the end, a treatment with enamel rust effects from Ammo. The gutter was base coated in dark green, chipped with acrylics and treated with enamel rust effects too. And our gear is ready to be installed. It looks good to me. I started the basic weathering with heavy washes. The first one was light mud from Vallejo. The new thing for me was adding a little bit of dish soap to the mix, and I must say that it makes a lot of difference. The soap breaks up the surface tension of the water and helps the wash flow easily. First, I soaked the loose material. This gives it a dusty appearance. And then I started to apply it randomly to the stonework. Apply the wash and then blend it with a clean or wet brush, depending on what you like to achieve. The manhole covers were base painted in dark grey and treated with enamel rust effects. Now it was time to apply the dust wash. Just spread the wash all over the pieces. Dark wash time. This one was mixed with burnt umber and black, again with this soap. This wash is there to simulate dark spots such as humidity and grime. Apply it in places where you think that those effects could occur. The bottom part of the loose material, in the proximity of the manhole cover, in the rain ditch, and at the bottom of the house. The same procedure was used for the roof. It is all about applying and blending. First the light wash, and then the dark one. This one should go more into the crevices. Time to give life to the loose material. I like those AK acrylics because you can use them straight out of the bottle for this task. I know that this looks intimidating, but it's actually a very easy approach that adds a ton of life to the scene. It is all about painting different stones in different shades. I wanted the bottom stones of the house and the stairs to be different from the rest of the scene. I started with the dark grey wash all over. Then I took neutral grey and started picking up the corners to add some light. At the end, white was added to the grey and the final highlights were painted. And now the most intimidating thing, weathering the facade. Well, here I must disappoint you, because you will only see two starting steps. I prepared two washes of grey and brown. First, the grey one was applied and blended. I concentrated the effect under protruding parts. The brown one was concentrated even higher. I was burnt out and I was doing something without knowing why and how. And this is the time to stop. I decided to paint the figures for a change and to study the facade weathering material that I have. So, the weathering will be presented in the last episode, okay? And here we are now. There is still a lot of work, but the change is significant. What do you think? As I said, the next episode will be about figures. Gennaro and Klaus are waiting happily because they don't know what is waiting for them. I would like to kindly invite you to subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Hit the bell icon to be informed about new stuff. You can ask or write whatever you want in the comments. And you can follow my Facebook page Diorama Devil for daily updates and photos. In the meantime, be good and stay tuned.